Trump, he just kicked China's ass at the trade negotiation. No, he didn't. He went in on his hands and knees, kissing the feet. And I'll explain why. As you know, China and the U.S. had their tit for tat going on because of an ongoing trade deficit between the Chinese and U.S. trade. Okay? Back in 2020, Trump had imposed some tariffs, and then they reached an agreement where China agreed to import more from us, which doesn't really create business for us, but you know what I mean. They're going to import more, and everything would be okay. And of course, China did not live up to that promise. So when Joe Biden came into office, he expanded on those tariffs, okay, on Chinese goods. That's why when people go, well, Biden kept the tariffs, you're damn right he did, because China was not keeping up with the deal of buying more. And then when Trump was running for office, he's like, yo, I'm going to be slapping the shit out of them with fucking tariffs because they did not live up to the amount they agreed to buy, the de minimis, okay? Like, you've got to buy at least this. So now we fast forward, Trump gets in office, and we see the trade war going on. We get up to like 145% against China, and China's 125% us, plus trade embargoes, like they stopped like letting us get the special export license for the rare minerals, among other things. But then retailers realized that ships were not leaving China and that there were going to be shortfalls in stock and supply. There's going to be major supply chain disruptions. And as you can see here, the very next day, Trump broke. He blinked, baby. He fucking blinked. 2 days after Trump said he would consider reducing Chinese tariffs, but not to zero, okay? But he would reduce them. 2 days later, China was like, yo, this dude has not been fucking talking to us, so as far as we know, we're still at trade war. And then when the press confronted Trump about this, he goes, yeah, I just talked to him this morning. Sorry. So he basically lied a couple of days before when he was talking about reducing the tariffs. Because when he was talking about reducing the tariffs, he claimed he was already talking to the Chinese negotiators, and they weren't talking. But here's the funny part. By May 2nd, China had exempted $40 billion in different types of products of tariffs, meaning here's $40 billion worth of goods that we're not going to tariff you on. Can you guess how much Trump exempted China? Can you? $102 billion in goods. $102 billion to their $40 billion. How is this the art of the deal again if we're the ones getting fucked over by China? That's some major toe sucking if I ever saw it. I'm just saying. Now, this still was a sign that both of our countries were wanting to, proceed with negotiations. We don't want to decouple. This is like embargoing each other at this point, and it's like completely just knocking trade out altogether, which is crazy. But China said, Mr. Trump, we're not going to sit at the table with you until you get rid of your de minimis tariffs. And he fucking did, just to get them at the table, just so he could go suck their toes. And guys, he did it the same day they fucking demanded he do it. Who's the bitch here? I mean, besides me. Who's the bitch? And then, as you know, on May 6th, they started talking. They started having their meetings. And after all of the fuss, Trump ended up giving China like the majority of their demands because he realized no ships were coming with goods and that American businesses were about to fucking crash. And I don't even mean like the small mom and pop businesses. I'm talking like big corporations that probably help pay his campaign. So even though like the tariffs were like reduced 30% against China, 10% against the US, Trump also suspended the reciprocal tariff of 34%. It's like back down to 10%. They're getting like the same reciprocal tariff of 10% like UK and everybody else now. Oh, and that 30% that they're currently paying, if they meet the expectations of Trump and Trump meets the expectations of China to help reduce the, production and shipment and whatever fentanyl, then Trump agreed to take off another 20%. So like they will be 10% across the board when it's all said and done. So yeah, we're not bringing manufacturing back, and we got a pretty shitty deal out of it too. We literally didn't gain crap. We gained nothing, and they got a bunch of exemptions. So at this point, all I can think is insider trading from the market crashing because of how many people got rich off that, And yeah, everyday Americans' 401ks got fucked because those don't bounce back as quickly as investors who have a bunch of capital to throw around.